Alright guys, we gotta talk about Mizu. Now, the reason I'm talking about Mizu separate from the rest of the title update is because I want to revisit this after we fight him. We see the armor, we see the weapons, we get to experience what he's about in this game, and then we can come back after, do a review of the whole situation and what I think. But for right now, let's talk about this now, and we're going to revisit this in the future. Now, you may have remembered a couple months ago, I think it was a month ago, we did a video on the Mizu situation where people were disappointed that Mizu was the monster for the game. Now, I was more in the middle, but more towards disappointed as the first title update monster, but I was willing and still am willing to see what they're going to give us for this update. Now, watching the title update showcase, I went through quite a lot of emotions. At the time, I was confused, and then after, I was disappointed, and then I started thinking about it. And now, I'm kind of in the middle when it comes to Mizu. If you know me for a long time, you know that my favorite game of Monster Hunter is Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. I'm a Defense stan. I love Defense. I soloed every single Defense all the way to EX on stream a couple years ago. I think it was like 4 years ago. I loved them. There was a portion of the video from Capcom where we actually saw Mizu turn into, well, he had flames. Flames from his eyes, bubbles of flames moving around him. And I was shocked. At first I didn't really like this too much. So I was like, why are they bringing Soul Seer Mizu into the normal Mizu? Now, what is Soul Seer Mizu? Soul Seer Mizu is not a variant, it is a deviant. Now, deviants are basically, back in Monster Hunter Generations, deviants are the base monsters that have lived for a long time or gone through harsh environments and adapted, have changed into something greater, stronger. So when I saw that initially, I was thinking, wow, so we're not going to get Soul Seer Mizu, we're just going to get the base Mizu and then incorporating the kit into the base Mizu kit. Now, in lore, this makes sense. Having a Mizu who is stronger turn into something new and something more. Now, maybe they're going to add into this. Maybe the tempered version of the Mizu is going to be the Soul Seer Mizu, right? Even on Twitter and even in that blog for the director's update talk that they just announced, they even highlight the fact that the tempered version of Mizu is available later. I think at Hunter rank 41, but the base is at Hunter rank 21. Now, the reason I can see them doing this is because this 41 version, the tempered version, is going to be so much different. Now, this is what I'm hoping and thinking they're going to do. They may not do this, and if they don't, I'm not going to be surprised. But what I hope they're going to do is that the tempered version is going to be the Soul Seer version, and only the Soul Seer version. Once you get to that stage where you fight the tempered monster, you see a higher, stronger version of Mizu. The base monster cannot turn flaming. You can't do the flame on. Not possible. All of that will be reserved for the tempered, and this will add to the lore of the monster itself, being that it's a monster that's lived for a long time and it's become a deviant from the natural Mizus, which I think that'd be great. I think that makes a lot of sense in the lore and in gameplay. If they add into this, it's going to make it even better. That is the best case scenario. There is a better case scenario, which isn't going to happen. It's just copium. Is the armor and weapons. Now, Soul Seer had its own armor and weapons, even though it's the same monster in lore. In GU, they treat it as a separate monster entirely. Seems like in Monster Hunter Wilds, it seems like they might be incorporating it in the same instance. But I don't know if it's going to have its own armor and weapons. If it does, beautiful. I don't have anything to complain about. If it doesn't though, then we have a problem. Because back in Generations Ultimate, like I was saying, it had its own armor, it had its own weapons with the armor too. It wasn't just the same monster. Now in this game, by them combining the monsters, there's a possibility that we're going to lose out on the extra armor and weapons that we should have. So in the end, we're just losing content from what we used to have in the previous games, which would be super unfortunate, and I'd be very disappointed if that's the case. So yeah, let's hope it's not the case, and let's hope they actually do something with this idea, because I think this is the only way for it to fully make sense. If I see the Hunter rank 21 Mizu go flaming, I'm going to be disappointed. I'm definitely going to be disappointed. But and then overall, I'm going to be disappointed anyway if we don't see armor and weapons when it comes to the Soul Seer portion. Would they do that? I don't know. Now, what does this mean for the future for other monsters who have deviants? Now, there's a lot of monsters that have deviants. There's about 17 others. Are there 17 others? Yeah, I think there is. There is 18 deviants in Monster Hunter Generations if my maths is correct. Is it correct though? Yes, there are 18 monsters in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. I just double checked it. So what they could do, they could bring back a lot of the old monsters and bring deviants with them. Now, this would be kind of weird when it comes to Rathalos and Rathaeon, because they both have Dread King and Dread Queen, and they already have tempered monsters in the game itself. So I don't know if this is actually possible. I mean, they may come back and redo those monsters and give them deviants as a tempered version in the future, but I don't know how they're gonna brand it. Honestly, it's a bit tricky there. But let's say best case scenario, because I'm on copium right now, guys. I am basically infused with a copium tank right now, boys. Imagine this. Celsius and Mizu. When it comes to Mizu, they're bringing Glavenus. We get tempered Glavenus being Hellblade Glavenus. We get Diablos with Blood Buff Diablos, Astalos, Bolt Weaver Astalos, Gameth, Elder Frost Gameth. Just imagine that. Malfestio. And then Night Cloak Malfestio. Guys, this is perfect. This is exactly what we want to see. Are they going to do it? I don't know. The copium's got me, guys. Honestly, the copium right now I'm on is crazy. I'm just trying to make the best of this scenario coming from a GU stan. And I don't think there's a bigger GU stan out there than me. Alright, I don't think there is. So, this is the best case scenario. I don't think they're going to do weapons and armor though. But if they do, I'll praise Capcom. I'll make a video saying, yo, Capcom, you knocked out the park when I do my post, Mizu, fight, talk, analysis, whatever. But for now, this is what I'm seeing them going to do. Another thing I want to talk about slightly is Monster Hunter Rise and Capcom's obsession with the defense. They love the defense. It's so obvious. They're like me. Alright, defense mean everything to them, right? It cannot be denied at this point. It's a truth. It's a truth. Because coming to Monster Hunter Rise, they wanted defense in it. It was obvious. Apexes, even though they were butchered, they were bootlegged. We got defense at home monsters in Monster Hunter Rise. But they wanted them. They liked them. You know they liked them. But they just had no armor and they had no weapons. So when I saw the flaming Mizu at the same time in this game, I was disappointed because I was thinking, yes, the fight might be good, but if we don't have the weapons and armor, in the end, it don't matter to me. So coming into this game, they doing it again. Like Capcom are just saying, defense, come back. Like we need to bring defense somehow. And if they're going to bring them through the ecology and the lore themselves, that's pretty good. But we need the armor and weapons. Like I can't push this point enough. I don't know how many times I've said it in this video so far, probably like 10 times, but we do need the weapons and armor. All right, please, that's all I need. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it from here. Also, bring me an EX, man. I need an EX Celsius. Let me fight that thing. I want to die. All right, EX Mizu. Actually, that wasn't the hardest fight. Actually, I do have a top 3 Deviant fight list. If you guys want to see that in the future, I can do that. Because, yeah, Deviants are, like, the hardest fights in Monster Hunter, in my opinion. EX monsters are crazy. Absolute monsters. It's unfathomable how disgusting they are as monsters. But that's besides the point. I'm gonna go. I'll catch you next time. See ya. Man, I just want Deviants, man. Is that too much to ask? I've been asking for it for, like, 4 years. Well, I guess this is the closest we're gonna get. I can't believe I'm actually begging for Diablos to come back so he can get Bloodbath. Because that would be nice.